Whew. Okay, y'all, if y'all have been keeping up with this series 1 through 5, y'all already know this relationship damn near broke me. I'm talking about 13 years of manipulation, lies, gaslighting, disrespect, all of it. This one, it cut deep. It cut real deep. I was pregnant and I found out Bob was sleeping with the damn hair braider. Yeah, you heard me. The hair braider. The same one who was all up in my face acting wild, cool. Yeah, her. This was wild, okay? Wild. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Miko. If you've been here before, I'm so glad that you are back. Hope you are all tuned in. If this is your first time here, make sure that you check out parts 1 through 4 because baby, this is not even the beginning. So you make sure you go back before you click onto this video, check out the other videos so you can be all caught up and up to speed. Trust me, you are gonna want to hear how we even got here. But for now, let's get into the video. So at this point, me and Bob were doing bad. We were doing real bad. The vibes were weird. I was in the early stages of my pregnancy. I was still trying to push through. I was still trying to go to work at the salon, and me and Bob was not doing good. It was in a weird space. I mean, the vibes was just off. So listen, I thought I had been through it all with Bob, from him sleeping with the hair braider in part 4 all the way up to now. From the lies to the gaslighting to the whole situation with the hair braider was just insane. If you watch part 4, you already know how wild that was. But this right here just had me thinking if I even wanted to go through with the pregnancy, because every day it was just getting sicker and sicker. You understand? Like, I don't even know how I got through this. Yeah, it was getting crazier and crazier by the minute. This is when I knew that he ain't even care about me just a little bit, because this right here just took the cake. So I'm at home and I think I was kind of in my 2nd trimester, and I had been feeling like a little weak, exhausted just from like standing all the time, because I'm a hairstylist, so when I do my clients, you know, I'm pretty much standing. So I was just feeling like super fatigued and overwhelmed, and I decided to take a few days off and stay home from work. I felt like I needed to stay home and just, you know, try to keep the stress down for the baby. You know what I mean? So while I was at home, I got this call from my cousin, and basically my cousin was like, girl, you need to come down to the shop. So I'm like, come down to the shop? Like, what would I need to come down to the shop for? And she's like, I gotta talk to you. And the tone in her voice alone had me worried. Like, I was so like taken aback. Like, I was wondering like, what is going on? Like, I don't know. I didn't know if it had something to do with her or it had something to do with me. Like, I was literally just like, why would she need me to come down to the shop? Because she knows that I'm pregnant, you know? So what could it be that she needed me to like come down to the shop? So basically, my cousin had been saying that, you know, her and the owner of the shop needed to speak to me together, and I was like, I wonder what's that about, you know? So basically she was just like, you know, I think you need to come down to the shop. And I'm like, girl, like, I am really tired. Like, I'm so fatigued. Like, this baby has me just like really tired. Like, I need to stay put. Like, what is it? You know, like, we can all 3 jump on a call and we can speak together. She was like, okay, like, let me call you back, right? I'm gonna get the owner and we're gonna have a conversation or whatever. So I'm like, all right. So now the whole time I'm like in my house, like pacing back and forth, because I'm like, what could it be? Like, what is going on? What could have happened? You know what I mean? Because now she's involving the owner of the salon where I work at. So I really didn't know what to expect, right? So now my phone rings and she's like, okay, you know, I have the owner on the phone. And basically what had happened was a woman called the owner of the shop. So as she's speaking to the owner of the shop, she's basically telling him, well, first and foremost, she was asking him about me being pregnant. So the owner was like, well, I don't know if she's pregnant, you know, like, you know, he said Miko is a stylist here, and you know, we all get along, but we're not like in each other's business like that, you know what I mean? So yeah, so basically at this point the owner was on the phone, and he basically just told me some girl had contacted him and was saying like how asking him if I was pregnant, that she was sleeping with my man, and how he's been giving her money and you know, blah blah blah. As I'm hearing this, I know at this point Bob and I weren't together, but like my heart just dropped, like literally. I didn't know how to feel. Like I was just like, what? Because like in the back of my mind, like I don't know, y'all can tell me if y'all feel like this too, but even though Bob and I was broken up, I still felt like we were extending our family and we were building a family together. So he would have, you know, the utmost respect. And that was just dumb on my part, because as far as I'm concerned, I was in this relationship long enough to know that this fool did not have no respect for me, okay? None. So I don't even know why that was even a thought in my mind, because clearly he doesn't have no respect for me, okay? So anyway, I freaking froze, okay? I froze. My heart was racing, and when I tell y'all, my heart was beating the fuck out of my chest, okay? Beating the fuck out of my chest. I didn't know what the hell was going on. And I think it was like, I think a part of it too was like, because the baby was inside of me and I was like carrying his baby, like I just felt like a ill, like eerie feeling. Like it was just not a good feeling, okay? I felt that familiar anxiety just hit me like a truck, okay? That's what I felt like. And like I said, it was crazy because Bob and I weren't solid at that moment or at the time, but it didn't hurt any less. And I think it was just like, you know, my emotions was high. Like I'm pregnant, you know, I'm carrying this man's child, so it definitely hit me in a way that I didn't expect. So I got off the phone and all I could do is sit there pregnant, hormonal, and confused, child, and mad as hell. Like, why is this my life? You know, everything felt like too much, and I just started to question myself, like, am I really gonna go forward with this pregnancy? I'm really gonna bring a life into this chaos? I felt like my peace was being ripped away again, and every time I tried to find like a little bit of normalcy, here comes this erratic behavior from Bob. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. It was just, I think that he knew, like every time I got a little comfortable, because that's the thing with narcissists, right? They like to put you on this roller coaster ride, and it's like at first, you know, everything's down, and then like they'll do something to where like they'll put you back to where how you felt at the beginning of the relationship, and then all of a sudden, like a flick of a switch, like a light, he'll do something like just outright fucking crazy, and then boom, you'll be back down on that roller coaster again. And it was just, that's how I felt like at the moment. I just felt like my life was a fucking roller coaster. Like it was insane. Like I couldn't catch my breath, like, you know what I'm saying? But like the chick that had called the salon and was talking to the owner, this was not a random chick, okay? I had a run-in with this chick before, maybe back in I think I want to say it was either like 2018 or 2017. I think she had reached out to me. That was initially, she reached out to me the first time back then, which was like around 2017, 2018. So yeah, anyway, I'm just like, if y'all see me looking down, I'm just trying to like brush up on my bullet points, so I'm not like skipping any parts or whatever. But yeah, basically she contacted me back in like 2017, and she had basically told me then that she was messing with my man and how like they was having sex like raw dog. And yeah, I had basically told her to call me, and that's how I got acquainted with her. So now fast forward to, I think, what is this, 2020, this just still in a picture, and I'm like, what are you still doing around? Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like I'm confused, because I'm like, I had no recollection that he was still keeping in contact with this woman, you know what I mean? So it was just unbeknownst to me that she was still in the picture. Like I didn't know that he even kept in contact with this woman. But knowing what I know now of him being a narcissist, you know, narcissists are the type of people that these women are not like, they don't have any connection to the women that they try to act like they're building a rapport with, you know what I'm saying, or a bond or anything like that. Like the women in their life are like supply, you know, like he'll be with me and then say like if we're going through like a little rough patch or whatever, he'll go back to a old supply that he used to deal with, you know, before me or during me. You know what I'm saying? That's what narcissists kind of do. They keep a gang of supply, and whoever is the best supply to them, they keep them around, and they're like the top chick. Like the greatest supply, that's the one he gonna live with. That's the one he gonna act like he got a family with. That's the one he gonna make the babies with, and he gonna act like, you know, he fits into society, like he's gonna act normal, when really and truly this man is just out running amok, like with different women, like all the time. Like narcissists keep supply. They never want to feel abandoned, so they always keep supply. The reason why I was mad at the woman when I had found out that she had contacted the owner of the salon, it upset me because I feel like shorty already had my number. So if there was anything that she needed to clarify or anything that she wanted to know, she could have asked me. The fact that she called the salon, where that is my place of business where I work, and asked them like if I was pregnant, like they didn't even know I was pregnant. You know what I'm saying? Like, as y'all can see, I'm like super tiny. You know, I'm a very petite girl. So I wasn't even probably showing as yet, like, you know. So basically when she called the salon, it was like she told them I was pregnant. Like I didn't even get to share with them that I was pregnant. You know what I mean? And that kind of like pissed me off, because it was just like, I just felt like I was being violated and she was just in my business, and I didn't even know, like, why does this person know my business? Like, why does she know my personal business? Like, I don't have anything to do with this woman. Like, why does she know anything about me? So that kind of pissed me off in like the worst way. Like I just was not feeling good, you know, after that phone call. I felt like she was very bitter. She was mad, and because we had a run-in before, I felt like she was like, damn, he's still with that chick. Oh, now she pregnant. Oh, they still together, and da 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 da. Like I just felt it was given very much so bitter side bitch. Like, you know, that's the kind of vibe it was given. Yeah, I was really upset. Like I text her the nastiest text, okay? Nasty. I didn't even really care like how it came off, because I just felt like she could have contacted me. Again, even though, like I said, me and Bob wasn't solid at the moment, I feel like she could have contacted me. We weren't together. So even if he chose to go back, even though like he's a fucking clown, because you went back to a chick that you cheated on me with, like, are you serious? Like, he's a loser. So that in itself, like, if I was gonna be mad, I was gonna be mad about that, because it was like, to me or to any woman, it would still look like he kept this person in the picture, even though he painted a whole different picture to me. Like, he made it seem like it was all about me and him, we was gonna work it out. Like, he always wanted to work it out. Like, that was the thing about Bob. Like, Bob will sell you a freaking dream that's just like, baby, it was just unrealistic, okay? And to me, it's like, just be real. Just be real and just say what it is. Like, if you know you are a person that is non-committal, just say that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't be like don't sell a woman a dream. Like, oh my God, we're gonna be together, we're gonna work on it, we're gonna work on it. Or you always apologizing. You know, at the end of the day, it just comes off like you were just a sorry ass nigga. You know what I mean? So, but again, I just felt like she wanted to humiliate me in front of my coworkers. Just calling them and asking them if I'm pregnant, and then telling them, oh, my man be giving her money. And I'm like, girl, well, how much money is he giving you? Because you're acting like he's giving you like thousands of dollars. Like, is this money changing your life? Like I want to know, because I don't know what was the reason for her to call my job and actually tell them the situation. Like, what was the point? Like, I felt like she just wanted to gloat. Like, she just wanted to humiliate me. Like, she wanted me to look crazy. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't look crazy at all, because little did she know me and him was not together. So it was just like, girl, you look dumb. But it was still the fact that Bob was a disloyal ass motherfucker that gave me his word, that said that he was going to be committed to me and that we was going to work on a relationship. And if he knew he wasn't going to do that, then he should have said that. You know, like, that's what kind of pissed me off. Like, you know what I mean? I ain't care about all the other extra shit, because I'm like, listen, if you want to roll around in the mud with that pig, baby, by all means, go right ahead, knock yourself out, you know? But I just felt like it was just an unfortunate time that everything was happening, because I was pregnant. Like, my emotions was like through the roof. You know, I was very hormonal. Of course, it was bad timing. So Bob was getting colder and colder by the minute, okay? I had never seen this side of him. When I tell you, he was like super cold, like cold as ice. Like, no love, no care, no nothing. He had like stopped sleeping in the bed. He started sleeping on the couch. And that was one thing I noticed, right, with being with Bob and him being a narcissist. Let me tell you something. Sometimes I used to think like, oh, like, I used to always give him the benefit of the doubt. Like, maybe, you know, he just wants a break or whatever. Because I used to be, I'm pregnant, so I would be asleep in the room. And I'm like, well, maybe he's not tired. So maybe he just wants to go out into the living room and chill by himself or whatever. Girl, let me tell you what this man used to be doing. He used to be surfing the web, like Instagram, surfing the web for new supply, like new girls that he could hit up in a DM and be like, yeah, boo, what's up? And you know, like trying to court them. And he used to do it from the couch under the same roof as me, like the home that we share together. Oh yeah, this is what he used to do. He used to be like, yeah, and then it became like a ritual. Like he just wasn't sleeping in the bed. Like he would just always be sleeping on the couch. So there was one night that I was in the room and I was asleep. So I don't know why, like I think God must have been like, Miko, get up and get up right now. Like wake up right now. Like boom. So I wake up and I hear Bob talking. I hear him talking and I'm like, I don't know, something said get up and go listen. Get up and go listen. So I went to the bedroom door and I'm like, mind you, he real fucking bold, okay? Real bold. He will talk to these women in your house. Like you'll go out and you handling business and he talking to these hoes like in your house, okay? Like in the bedroom, in the living room, like he chatting it up with them, okay? So anywho, I'm listening and I'm hearing him tell some chick that he's talking to on the phone like, oh, you acting like you dickmatized. That's the problem. And da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. So when I tell you, right, I was floored. Like, oh, the nerve of this motherfucker. He gotta be in fucking sane to think that he's gonna talk to a female in my house. So I go out there and I'm like, who you talking to? So when I go out there, right, let me tell y'all, I startled him so bad because he didn't even know that I was gonna wake up, because normally I don't do that. Like normally when I go to bed, like I go to bed, I go to sleep, you know what I'm saying? And on top of that, I'm pregnant, like I'm tired, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, why would you even play yourself? Like why? So anyway, I go out there, I startle his ass, and basically, yeah, he was telling the girl how she was dickmatized over her man and this and that. Like basically he trying to sleep with her, like he trying to get up in her head, and he basically telling her like all this crap. So anyway, the girl's still on the phone and she like, oh, it's not even like that. And I was talking to him about my man and I said, yeah, that's the problem. You should be talking to your man, because the only thing that's gonna do is get you effed. You understand what I'm saying? Because you're not talking to your man. He can't solve no problems. The only thing he could do is sleep with you, because you over here complaining about your man, and clearly you want the attention. And I could see why your man is not into you, or he not doing right by you, because you over here talking to the next man about what? You understand what I'm saying? So it was just a load of crap. I was just like, whatever. So he was pissed. When I tell y'all he was pissed because I embarrassed him so bad, like so bad. And then the crazy part about it, right, was the girl, her man was like this known DJ, right? And he was like a Afrobeats DJ. And I said, oh, they want to play, like two could play that game. So he was talking about, oh, her man is a DJ, her man is this, her man is that. So you know what I did? I said, let me go see who her man is, because I said maybe me and her man need to talk about our situation, because he going through something, I'm clearly going through something, so maybe we need to talk about it like how they was talking about it. So I went to the girl's Instagram, and this was messy, but y'all, let me tell you something, I didn't give a fuck, okay? Because I was going to show him like, oh, you want to play a game? Oh, we going to play the game, okay? Because I always play to win. So we're going to play the game. Since you want to be rude and disrespectful and be chatting with this woman in my house, I'm going to chat up with her man. So anyhow, I went to her page and basically I put in the search like DJ, boom, and then he popped up. I'm not going to say his name because him and I is cool, so I'm not going to do that. But anyway, I put his name, well, I put DJ in the search bar first and it popped up like this. So I'm like looking through his page or whatever. And I'm like, oh yeah, this gotta be him, because he fit the description. I'm like, all right. So I go on his page, I like a few pics, like doop, doop, doop. Then I go and I go in his stories. And I think that day in his stories, he had put up like a funny little meme or like a little joke, like something from a comedian. I don't remember. I think it was like something with like Michael Blackson or like Mike Epps or something. And I started laughing in the message, like I wrote something to the story, and I was like, ha. I was like, oh, that's mad funny. I was like, I love me some Mike Epps. I think it was like Mike. I'm like, he's so funny. He was like, word, word, word. Like he was agreeing with me and shit. 2 seconds later, why did this man jump in my DM and was like, you are gorgeous, you are beautiful? And I was like, thank you. He was like, what's your name? And I was like, Miko. I was like, what's your name? And he told me his name. And I was like, nice to meet you. And he was like, yeah, you are gorgeous. And I was like, thanks. I was eating it up because I was like, ooh, because you want to be talking to this girl in my house, and look, her man is just coming at me. And all it took was for me to just laugh at like a little meme or a little post. Right? He says to me, oh, you should come to my concert or whatever. So I'm like, oh, when is your concert? And he's like, oh, it's in Brooklyn, da 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 da. Like, you could come with your friends, you could come with your homegirl, just give me y'all names, whatever, whatever. And I'm gonna have like backstage passes for y'all and stuff. So I was like, all right, thank you for the invitation. I'm definitely gonna pull up, this and that. Like, when I tell you, so like a couple of days had passed, and Bob was like, oh, you childish, you childish. So I'm like, what? Like, cause I had clean forgot about it, cause you know me, that was like my little toxic era. No, cause that's the one thing about a narcissist. A narcissist will take you out of character, child. Like, they will have you doing things that you don't do. Like, it's called like reactive abuse. Like, they do shit, and then when you react to what they do, then it's like you're the bad person. You know what I'm saying? So I felt like I used to always fall into the trap, okay, with the reactive abuse. I used to always go off and be like, oh, I'm about to checkmate this motherfucker, cause he playing too much. Like, you really playing in my face. I guess the girl must have him up, and she was like, oh, your girl is talking to my man, da 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 da. And I guess he must have said something, she must have said something to him, and he came back to me and he was like, oh, you a bird. So I was like, a bird for what? Like, how am I a bird? I'm a bird because I did exactly what you did. That's very interesting. Like, that's the thing about narcissists, is like, they could do everything under the sun. Like, they could sleep with a bunch of women or men, baby, however they see fit, and you can't do nothing. The minute you do what they do, oh, you a bad person. They pointing all the fingers to you. Oh, she slept with this person. Oh, she was talking to this person. Oh, meanwhile, you're literally reacting to what they've done. Or you might be doing a little get back. Like, oh, you did this to me, so I'm gonna do this back to you. Like, whatever. But you're literally reacting to their abuse. And because you reacted, and you reacted the same way as them, like, they don't see it when they're doing it and think, like, maybe I shouldn't be doing it. This is a bad thing. Like, this is not respectful to my partner. No, it's the minute you do it to them, that's when they all of a sudden notice it's so bad. But you ain't noticed it was bad when you was doing it. That's what he was doing. So now I was all these birds and bitches and da 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 da. So I'm like, hey baby, I'm the best I ever did it, I guess. Old girl was pissed. She was pissed because she saw that, I guess, like, her man was coming on to me. Like, when I tell y'all, this man sent me his number and everything. Sent me his number. Definitely took down like me and my homegirl's name, because it was me and my homegirl was gonna go to his concert, and it was in, I think it was in Brooklyn, like somewhere in like Coney Island or something like that. Yeah, he definitely took our names and stuff so that when we got there, our passes would be right at the door. Everything. Real nice guy, like real nice, real sweet. Like, I really like, I even like what he do. Like, his DJing is very bomb. Like, yeah, he's a cool dude. Like, that I will say. He deserve a better girl, but you know, yeah. So that was that. Bob would either like sleep on the couch, or he would disappear to his mother's house. If him and I would be like on the outs or whatever, he would disappear to his mother's house. And this was something that, to be honest, in the beginning, I didn't really look at it as anything. Like, I didn't look at it as it was a bad thing, because in my mind I was saying to myself, like, damn, I really respect the fact that, like, if him and I get into it and he needs to take a break and he needs to catch himself, you know, he'll go to his mom's house, and hopefully that raggedy ass mama would talk some sense into him. You know what I'm saying? Like, from a woman's standpoint, I mean, you understand? Long and behold, I realized that Bob had like a weird attachment to his mother, and I didn't really catch on to this until like the very tail end of the relationship, and I'm gonna tell y'all why. When I first got with Bob would talk about his mom like a dog, okay? He would talk about how like she didn't really raise him, how she wasn't the best mother, how she pretty much like abandoned him and like just wasn't there for him, like, as you know, from his standpoint, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't really know. Now that I've gone through the relationship, I realized that it was just like triangulating. Like, you know what I'm saying? For whatever reason, he felt like he needed to triangulate me, him, and his mom, or like me, him, and his family, it seemed like. You know what I mean? So I really didn't think that like let me see how to put this, because I don't really know how to put it into words, because I don't want to make it seem like, you know, like if you're going through something and even though you don't get along with your mom, like you're not supposed to go to your mom for advice. like me personally, I just don't know how that works. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, if I don't get along with my mom and I feel like my mom has treated me like XYZ or whatever, or she hasn't really been like a role model in my life, like, why would I want to go to this person when I feel like me and my partner is on the outs? Like, why would I want to? Because this person never had your best interest at heart. You understand? But again, you know, me being a mom, I thought of it as like, you know what, at the end of the day, Miko, like, that is his mother. You know what I'm saying? And I would never come between anyone and their mother. So I just looked at it as like, maybe he just want to take a break. He want to clear his mind, and he, you know, he's going to go to a family member's house, which is his mom. And I thought that was like, at the time, I thought that that was so mature. Because I was like, dang, I like the fact that my man, he having an issue, he needs to clear his mind. He'll go out and he'll go to his mom. But then what I started to notice was that he would be like over there spending the night. See, my thing is, as a man, when you have your own family, you're supposed to like go out, you know, you clear your head and you come back, and then we have a conversation and we try to like mend whatever situation or problem that we're having. But I noticed that Bob would always stay over the mom's house. And I'm like, wow, for a person that don't really like their mother, borderline hates their mother, from what he explains to me, like, she didn't do anything for him. She's a hater. She never like claps for him. She doesn't congratulate him, anything. Like, everything was like the mother was against him. So now I was like, So again, at the tail end of the relationship, I started to notice that like he was codependent on the mother. Like, in some form of way, that's what I got from it now. Because, and I low-key feel like the mom used to tell him like, oh, you need to break it off with her. You need to not be with her. You need to leave her. I feel like she was more fixated on my relationship than I actually knew. You understand? Because Bob used to make it seem like him and her didn't get along, or like he didn't talk to her like that, so she didn't really know the ins and outs of our relationship. But as time went on and I started to realize like certain things, like it literally just popped into my head one day, like, no, Miko, like, something is wrong with their relationship. Like, there's some missing parts that he didn't tell you about their relationship, because it was very strange that he would always go over to the mother's house. And that was another thing too, like, he would leave and he would leave angry, and then he would come back and he literally would be a different person. Like, that's the thing that would be crazy too. It was almost as if like she put the battery in his back to like play the game. Like, you know what I think? I think that his mother taught him everything that he knows as far as being like a narcissist. I believe that the mother is a narcissist as well, just from, you know, my experience with him and just doing research on narcissistic behaviors and NPD. Like, I believe that his mom is a narcissist too, and I feel like she groomed her son to be the way that he is now. Like, how toxic he is, like, she groomed him. That's what I believe. Because I always, like, I never forget, like, every time he would leave and he'd come back, he would come back and he would come back and he would even be like, he would be like so sweet. Like, you know, like if somebody's trying to like win you over, it was like he would try to like the gaslight me and hoover me back in and try to act like he's playing nice, you know. But lo and behold, like, he was just doing that to like trick me or trick my mind so that like he could do what he want to do. You understand? And the mother knew everything. Like, she knew about him cheating. She knew about him dealing with different women. He used to bring the women over to her house. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would never forget like the time when him and I we had broke up for like the last time. Like, we was done, and it was Easter. I don't know what happened or whatever. I think one of my homegirls was like on his page or something, I don't know, but somehow he now, because at first, this, look, when I tell y'all this story gonna be like all over the place, but basically on Easter he had brought like some woman to his mother's house, and instead of him being with his son and like getting him like a Easter basket and like celebrating Easter with his son, he was at the mother's house celebrating Easter with his new supply. And I was just like, wow, like, I just learned so much. I was like, oh, that bitch is the enabler. Like, she's the enabler. And it was almost as if like the mom was in control of him. Like, I'm telling you, like, I realized so much at the end. It was like he would bring women over to the mom so that the mom could okay if she was good or not. And it sounds crazy. Like, it sounds like some sick cult. Like, I don't even know, because I remember, like, when I think back to when him and I first started dating, I remember when he had invited me over to his house, and I was like, I don't know. And then he was like, oh, you could bring your daughter, my daughter's over here, you know, all my little cousins is over here. And like, I don't know why I thought that. And let me tell y'all one thing about it, right? You always gotta listen to your intuition. Because I remember, like, when he said that to me, I was like, like, this dude is mad comfortable. Like, he's way too comfortable. Like, why is he so comfortable with bringing me over to his mother's house? Like, we're not even dating. Like, why do you want me to meet your family? Like, that's very toxic. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it just kind of was like, that was a red flag to me. And I was like, but nonetheless, I still did go over to his mother's house. It took me like a little while before I went, but I definitely went over to the mother's house. But now that I'm like, I have pieced everything together about this freaking 13-year long, drawn out toxic relationship, I realized a lot of things, you know? And I was like, dang, I felt like he did the same thing with me. Like, he brought me over there to the mother's house so that she could give him the okay. Like, yeah, is she good, ma? Like, is she good? Like, should I fuck with her? Like, it gives cult vibes. Like, it's so freaking weird. And then there was like another girl too. Like, I remember, like, when I was living in Cali, he was dating some girl, and she was like some PR girl. The mother knew the girl, and I'm like, why do she know all these girls? Like, because if you for sure know that me and your son is together, so why would you allow him to bring these women into your house knowing that we're together? So this is why I believe, like, the mother groomed him. You know what I mean? Like, she grooms him for this sick lifestyle that he be living. Like, I don't know, he's very comfortable with, like, meeting women today, moving in with them tomorrow. Like, he moves like a speeding bullet. That's how fast he moves. Like, before you blink, you and Bob is in a relationship and you don't even know how. Like, full-blown relationship. Like, he's living in your house, he's with you, and you like, how did we get here? You understand what I'm saying? And yeah, that's what I believe. Like, it's very crazy. So yeah, like, so when Bob would be there, I would literally hear Bob like in the other room. So the apartment that we lived in, we had a 2-bedroom. And the other bedroom was for my daughter, but due to the fact that it was COVID, my daughter wasn't there yet because she was actually with her dad. So she was doing COVID over there because originally that's where she was when COVID hit. So we were waiting for like everything to like subside with COVID, and then we were gonna bring her over. So while my daughter was with her dad, I was in one bedroom and Bob was in the other bedroom. There would be days when I would be sitting in the room feeling the baby kick, and I can hear Bob in the room flirting with these other women. He would be flirting with these women on the phone. Even though we weren't together, I'm still pregnant. I'm not even like full term. Like, I'm literally like just going into my 2nd trimester. So he did not give a fuck. Y'all hear me? Like, he was in that room flirting with those women, like acting so detached, dismissive, and just flat out cold. Okay, it was like, are you serious? Like, you're entertaining other women while I'm in the other room pregnant with your baby? Like, even if we're not together, it's like you don't even have respect for me as a person. Because you don't have to want to be with me, that's fine, but you don't respect me as a person. You don't respect me as your child's mother. Like, yeah, that was a little weird. That was weird to me. Like, it was giving a little, like, it was giving psychopath. I'm not even gonna hold y'all. Like, that shit was just out of the norm. It was some shit from a Lifetime movie that I had never seen in real life. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I had never seen no shit like this in my real life, okay? In 4K, I had never seen it. It was like, this man went from being like overly attentive, making me breakfast every morning, rubbing my stomach, to just like, it was a cold switch. When I tell you, it was very calculated, it was very cold, it was evil, it was as if I didn't even exist. Okay, that's what it felt like, which was absolutely weird. Like, how can your child's mother that's pregnant not exist to you? Like, you don't feel bad in that other room speaking, not even speaking, like flirting with other women while your child's mother is in the other room. And I could hear him. Like, the walls are thin. Like, these new buildings, these walls be thin. Like, you could straight hear like what's going on. It got to the point he would always be like, he going to the mother's house, till like one time I pulled up at the mother's house. Because it was like, it was 2 places he would go. He would go to his mother's house, and then he would also go to this guy's house that one of his friends that lived in Harlem that had like, I think he had like 1 leg or something like that. Like, he had like diabetes Mercedes or something, and he had one leg. He would always go to this guy's house. So one time he told me he went to his mother's house, and he would always be like, I was at my mother's house. I would go to the mother's house, and child, it would be completely dark, like lights out. Okay, there would be nobody in the living room. The light wouldn't be on in the mother's house. The light wouldn't be on in the back room, because I know their house. Like, I know how her house is situated front to back. So I'm like, yeah, the whole house would be dark, and he would be like, I'm at my mother's house, and I would call him on the phone, and he wouldn't answer. He would try to make it seem like he was asleep, and he could have very well been asleep. But you see that woman's intuition? I was like, he ain't sleep. He was catting off at some other chick house or whatever, probably sleeping with her, acting like he her man and stuff like that. Like, he was not at the mother's house. Then it was another time I pulled up to the friend house in Harlem, and I think at this time I was pregnant, and I'm screaming, like calling him out the window, calling him. He not answering, because I knew that the guy wasn't gonna come to the door, because the guy didn't have no leg, you know. And I think he needed to his aide was the one that would like come to the door and be answering the door and stuff like that. So I knew the guy wasn't gonna be able to get up and open the door. But yeah, I remember getting there to Harlem, and I would text him like, oh, where you at? You said you at so-and-so house. I'm right here. Come outside. Let's have a conversation. And he would be going off like, you're crazy. You're crazy. Why are you there? I was there. Like, when I tell you, just lying, okay? This man is a stone cold psychopath. That's what he is. Yeah, like, I wasn't about to just like sit in the house, stress myself out with this baby while he's God knows where doing whatever. And at this point, I'm just pregnant and fed the hell up. Like, I'm fed up with his shit. Like, at this point, like, I need to start to reevaluate some things in my life, you know? Because even though I knew that I was having my baby and he was here to stay, like my son or whatever, because at this point I don't think I had did my gender reveal or anything like that. So I just knew that I was like, you know what, it's gonna be me, my baby, and my daughter. Like, I had already put that in my head, because the way he was moving was just, this shit was out of a book or like out of a movie scene. Like, I had never seen anything like it. This is where I'm ending it for now. I wish I could say it gets better from here on out, but child, part 6, that's when I noticed just how deep the manipulation hits. Okay, Bob had people lying for him, family covering for him, friends playing dumb. It was a whole system. Okay, if you ever been pregnant and had to deal with a man doing you dirty, drop a comment. Let's talk about it, because what I went through, nobody should have to go through alone. Make sure you're subscribed, turn on your notifications, and make sure you stay tuned for part 6. Bye.
Your body's beating.